volunteering, philanthropy, entrepreneurship, social impact. TAL Scouts, guiding youth to serve.
Hello, you're listening to TAL Radio and I'm Ajay Sushmita. As our project TAL Transformers 2021 is gearing up, we have schools coming forward and talking about themselves and why they are taking part in this challenge and everything. So today, we have Dr. Jyothi Reddy Ganta, the Director, Education and Founder Principal of the Shriram Universal School, Hyderabad.
Hello, Jyothi Garu. Thank you so much for coming to our show.
Namaste. It's my pleasure.
So, what is the idea behind your school's inception and what are the core values?
Yes, as Steve Jobs mentioned, if you're working on something exciting that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls you. So my two young directors had a passion to make a difference in the education world by bringing in some difference onto the plate in terms of establishing a school where values are taken forefront, where the whole world is running behind the knowledge and skills in the education scenario. So that's how they have approached Shriram, that is Shri Educate Limited, and we have become a partner school with the Shriram schools of Delhi, Gurugram. So coming to our legacy, it has its own 30 years successful story behind the brand. It's not about the brand. It's about the sustainability of the quality in these 30 years, which made the founder of Shriram Schools, Ms. Panju Bharatram, tenure the Padma Shri Award also. So that's how we started in 2017, the first Shriram schools in South India. Right, and we are known for our core values: integrity, sensitivity, pursuit of excellence, pride in one's heritage. So for us, core values are like DNA in the entire stakeholders community. So for us, it is not that the core values are engraved on a wall or printed in a booklet. We live by it. That is felt as a culture and way of life when you enter our campus. That is really, really appreciated by many. And our school is known as the Happy School because we strongly believe in the statement, which is my personal quote, that is, happiness leads to excellence, not excellence to happiness. So even when my security guard is happy, he takes care of the safety and security of the school. When my teachers are happy, when my students are happy, when our parents are happy, we reach the goals and we reach our excellence. So we don't wait to achieve something, to do something excellent and then become happy. So that's how we are known as a happy school. So then the next aspect, what I have to share is, we don't believe in competitions. So we believe in bettering the best. So we want our students to understand that first compete with yourself. You reflect and you upgrade yourself. When you win over self, then you compete with the world. So we don't generally believe in competitions, filtering the students, but for us, 100% student participation is a mandatory thing, irrespective of the talent of the child. Until and unless the child feels pressurized to participate in something, we ensure that it is 100% participation. We believe in simplicity, so we don't go with the makeups for our cultural programs. We go with the simple living and high thinking. And 5 years since inception, it is to the full capacity from nursery to grade 9 because our taglines are igniting the curiosity and nurturing the creativity, which we live again with those taglines. So all the admissions, we never believed in numbers. We never, worked towards getting numbers into the school. Everything happened through word of mouth. So we hardly spent anything on marketing. Only our parents brought other children. So for us, in school, especially, the product is the student, and the student and the parents should refer our name and we should get admissions. So we never worked in silos to get admissions. So our work made us to reach what we are and where we are today.
I personally love the word where you said that when you're happy, then you excel, rather than when you excel, you're happy. That's an absolute beautiful line there. And as you said that you don't believe in competitions. So what are your key achievements in the students? You said that you better the best. So how do you better the best, and also what infrastructure do you provide?
So again, here I come with a different perspective coming to infrastructure. For me as the leader and as a group also, what we believe is infrastructure is not just facilities and creating, proper physical environment. For us, infrastructure is also a part of the student learning. So we strongly believe in BALA. When I say BALA, it is BALA, that is building as a learning aid. So we believe in breaking classroom doors, walls, and we teach beyond textbooks. So if you visit our campus, we see, you can see and really get surprised to see how we use our walls as learning aids, how we use our floor as learning aid. So for example, if I have to make it very clear, Sushmita, we do have a very big snakes and ladders diagram on the floor where our teachers use for their dance class to teach hip hop. Math teachers use it in elementary, for addition, subtractions. It is filled with colors. So teachers use to teach colors. And in fact, science teachers use in terms of the combinations, math teachers use for permutations and combinations, and moral science classes, which we call as EQ, even those classes happen just using their snakes and ladders, saying that if you are into positive thing, you climb up the ladder, and if you are into negative mode or doing a bad thing, it is like snake eats you and you come down. So to that extent, we try to use every point of the infrastructure as a learning aid. So our social classes happen in a corridor where on a huge wall we have world map. We don't restrict our classes to classes. We do have a tree house where my children from nursery to grade 9 use that tree house by blocking it for various activities. We do have storytelling sessions there. We do have science classes in the tree house. So when my children say that we are going to have the class in the classroom, teachers check for availability of tree house, and our classes happen in the mango grove that we have. So it's a different scenario. So for us, infrastructure, okay, for parents and to be at par with so-called other schools or neighboring schools, we do have a lot of facilities in terms of basketball court. We do have cricket nets. We do have soccer field. We are involved in a lot of physical activities, right? So for us, infra is very, very focused element in the student learning, right? And coming to the achievements, with this perspective of bettering the best and no competition first, you better yourself, then compete with the world. So if I have to list the achievements of the school, our students, they have become authors. In fact, myself also launched my first book. My teachers published books, and we all are on Amazon. In these 4 years, I can, if I have an opportunity, which I do not have, if I list, it is more than 200 prizes we have won, not within the school. It is inter-school, district level, state level, and we have some achievements from the students and teachers and at national level also. So we have got a lot of awards. If I have to say, we got a Hall of Fame award, we are into Award of Excellence, we have won Rex Karamveer Award, and we have got Progressive School Award, Academic Excellence Award. So the best part, Sushmita, is we never got awards only for academic excellence. We got awards for our social responsibility programs. So if I have to say, if I have to add on to what I am saying, in our second academic year, we have hosted a national conclave called Acharya Devo Bhava, where the luminaries from all sectors, edupreneurs, scientists, doctorates, they had an opportunity to be on that platform. It was a wonderful assemblage of ideas from educators, eminent personalities to commemorate the journey, and we paid tribute to the teachers. So we started in the second year, and even during pandemic last year also we had. So the concept is that we started with the theme Respect Teachers for the first year. Second year it was Celebrate Teachers, and this year we are coming with teachers as leaders. So across the country, we have a lot of guests coming and having interactions where teachers are given importance, where they are provided platform, so which is appreciated by the education community. So that national conference, being a new school in the city, hosting a national conference with such speakers was well applauded by the education community. we don't believe in, again, awards as a measuring scale. If my teachers achieve their own goals for that year, if my parents are happy, if my students achieve their own goals, that is what is achievement for us. We have programs for staff and students to address, which are called EQ, SQ, IQ, that is, emotional, spiritual, intellectual, and physical related programs. And the biggest achievement, what I want to quote here is, what I want to share is, we do have 3 student signature programs, Sushmita, which are called Shri Paryavaran, Shri Dait, and Shri Sparsh. Shri Paryavaran is a program where it is environment conscious program. So even my elementary children are very, very conscious about using the resources and saving the environment. Now, we are no polybag zone and no single plastic usage zone. And my children who are into 7th and 8th, when it was a physical school, they used to monitor the food wastage. We do believe in growing our own things like kitchen gardens. So a lot of environment conscious programs are related curriculum. It is considered as a subject. We do have a period allotted for environment conscious program to make our students responsible. And Shri Dayat is community service program by students. So when we say community service programs, it is not just donation. The best thing is we don't accept donations from students, from their parents. We make them to earn money to donate by working on their own. So even my elementary child who is into pre-primary grade, he has to at least help their mama in kitchen or do something. If you go on to the primary classes, we give a list of tasks to the children during the PTM, and we give like 5 rupees, 10 rupees, 2 rupees, something like that. If they make their own bed, if they take their puppy for a walk, if they help their mama or dad in some work, if they help in cutting vegetables, if they water plants or something like that. So we have rate for that, and the parents are supposed to give that money. They collect throughout the year, and towards the end of the year, whatever they earn, that money is donated for community service programs, which is related to cash donation, which is relevant to the donation drives. And if parents are interested to add on, that they give, that's a different story. So through this, what we want them to understand is they have to know the value of the dignity of labor, and they have to know the value of money, right? So in that way, these are achievements for me, Sushmita. And we have Shri Sparsh, which is, we are inclusive school. So in that way, we have special children on the board. We do have special educators, and my other students take care of the special children, having them in their own class, taking care of them, which is really very beautiful to see. And we do have Rotary Interactors Club. We do have TED Club. And we are known for Shri Reading program, and we have STEAM program also. I think these are all achievements for me as a school leader, and we are very strong in parent partnership. So parent are partners. We both are not across the table. Parents and the school work together. We do have a lot of committees like tech committee, event committee, safety security committee, which are comprised of only parents. They are active members in the school participation. That's the reason we never faced any problem during pandemic. When I had to get onto the board into online classes, they were involved in giving suggestions. When there are issues of fee, we work together to come to a common solution. So I think all these things which are very special are considered as achievements for me, not just the physical awards what we have already got. And as we do not have grade 10 yet, I can't speak about my board results, but still we do our result analysis even for 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and our class averages always touch 70, more than 75, and by 80% class average. We don't believe in exams. We don't have exams till grade 5. We do have our own formative assessments. Now the whole world is speaking about, the whole country is speaking about no exams through NEP, but this is a practice from 30 years in Shriram schools.
And your list of achievements is so good. Like, it's all rounded, not just in just one sector, but also towards all of the sectors you've covered. And also, like you've mentioned, all the creative things you use to teach your students, and also different aspects you teach your students. So how do you prepare your students for the outside world?
Yes, what I as a leader believe, and as a school or as a policy, what we believe in is for a person to be a part of the world when they grow, for a child to when they grow to be a part of the world, they are supposed to be strong personalities to face the real world, right? So for that we emphasize more on values inculcation. But because I tell my students, so-called scams, so-called issues in the whole world, wherever there is an issue, it might be through an individual or through a group or through a country. Wherever there is an issue, it is about the gaps in the value system of the team or of the individual. So the minute the individual personality or is very strong in their value system, they go in the right direction, right? So you might have very good knowledge, you might have very good skills, you might be the topmost in the world in delivering something. But if you are not a strong personality with your value system, your knowledge and your skills could be used for wrong reasons, right? So we concentrate more on inculcating values. So core values, when I say core values, you can ask me, how can you emphasize on values in pre-primary? They are very small. How do they know about integrity or whatever? So for me, a pre-primary child, understanding that I should not touch pen or pencil of my friend without his permission, that itself is integrity. We don't use jargons, we use very simple language, but the essence of the core values is reaching the students, and we celebrate 2 values every month. So along with 4 core values and these 2 per month is 10 months we have. So 24 values may, as a pass out of the Shriram Universal School, Hyderabad, if my children are entering into the world with at least making 5 core values as their DNA, the purpose is served. So coming to knowledge and skills, we do believe in, a lot of hands-on activities. And if I have to prepare my children, the freedom of choice, voice and action to express is given to the students. They have a lot of choices. We make them to understand in the world, when you go out, there are lots of choices. But what choice you make out of the available list, that makes the difference in your life. And we give student voice. We never tell that don't ask questions. Always we insist on ask why. Whenever a teacher tells you to do something, you say, why should I do that? So the voice is very strong for students, and we create platforms and we push them into actions to express. Right, and we emphasize on self-discipline. We never have, all schools actually they are supposed to follow the protocol of no corporal punishment or no harsh treatment. We don't even have a word called consequences and discipline. In our school we only speak about self-discipline, because what we strongly believe in is when they grow as young adults and enter into the system, there is no need of someone doing policing job over them to be right. See, for us, whether it is a teacher or a student, they have to be on the right track, because they take ownership. They have to understand why they should be on right track, because out of fear, out of consequences, whatever they do, it will be only for short term. So we believe in self-discipline, then no fear of assessments and reviews. We give constructive feedback to the students, and the best part is goal setting habit is there right from our pre-primary wing. So we start goal setting in the beginning of every academic year, and it is not a formality job. They have to set their personal goals and academic goals. So for example, if I have to give again from elementary, because people will be surprised what is there in goal setting for a pre-primary student. So for pre-primary student, if they write, I have to learn tying my shoelace in this term, that's a goal for them as a personal goal. And if they say I have to learn all slanting lines perfectly, that's an academic goal. So in that way, we try to set the goals right from the student is involved, parent is involved in the first of the academic year, in the beginning of the academic year, and we don't leave it there. In the month of February or March first week, we do reflection on the goal sheets that we have made. So all these small habits, That makes students to go out into the world as right people with habit inculcation, because things don't fall in place in their teenage. Everything should happen right from the beginning, and we value and respect the inclusion, as I have mentioned earlier. We have shown our students how to be leaders when needed and how to be followers when needed. We made them to be change makers, and they need to master the skills, because it's not always following, it's not always leader. So, and the best part, Sushmita, is if you come and ask my children how many are leaders, every child will raise their hand, because we worked on this right from our inception year. In the first year, when I asked how many are leaders, only few people used to raise their hand, whoever has the badge in their earlier schools, like a school leader or a house leader or a prefect or whatever. But we made them to understand every person is a leader. As long as they take care of themselves and do the best as an individual, they are first level leaders. When they take care of their peers, it is second level leadership. When they take care of a group, it is third level leadership. When they mentor others, it is fourth level leadership. But every person, every student is a leader to start with. This we have engraved in their hearts. And we do have student council body right from the inception year. So my head boy, head girl were from 4th and 5th grades in the first year. Now it is in 9th and 8th grades. So our student selections is also, they have to cross almost 7 rounds to be on the board of student council as student leaders. They have to face selection and election combination along with group discussions, interviews, quizzes. They have to campaign for themselves. They have to design their manifesto. They have to design their logo. So a lot of process. We spent 1 month in student leader selection, whereas most of the places it happens like nomination or 1 or 2 rounds. So all these things take a lot of efforts, but we are consciously putting in these efforts so that at least 80% of our students, if they go out with the vision what we have set for ourselves, I think we are proving education is not just about academics. It's about creating a whole new generation to take over the world, as you asked.
Yes, absolutely, ma'am. And I love the way you explain everything. So how important do you think it is for the youth to practice sustainability?
It's very important, Sushmita, because as adults, whatever we could do, actually we were supposed to do right from our childhood. So what I understand as a leader is, until and unless we make our children understand the importance of resources that we have and get into the practices of sustainability, we can't save the future's world. Because how many years we go with this dilemma that we have to save environment, we have to save resources, we have to get into sustainability. We have conferences on SDGs. We are speaking a lot. Thank God, a set of students, a set of adults and social activists and environmentalists, they are working on that. But until and unless we again drill into the brains, mind, heart and soul of the children, it cannot happen overnight. That should become the way of life for the children. That is the reason why we have why we have taken up that environment conscious program. So, and sustainability is something which we can't teach. It has to be role model. It has to, because children follow us. Children follow parents. Children follow adults. So if we, rather than speaking a lot and giving lectures, if we involve them in such projects, if we involve them in such daily routines, if we practice at home and in school or wherever they are exposed to, then they take it up. When it becomes way of life, I think results will be bigger. So it is high time that we should not restrict these discussions in colleges or in bigger platforms related to age. We have to bring down to the level of primary schools and senior schools, speaking a lot about sustainability and showing them the practices and making that as a way of life.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. And what do you think of TAL's cards program, and how do you think it is going to help the youth today?
It's a wonderful program, Sushmita. And, as a school with the core values, one of the core values is sensitivity, right? So sensitivity towards people, towards places, towards resources is our concept, which is completely aligned with TAL Scouts program. And SDGs are our way of life. again, which are aptly portrayed in our vision and mission. Again, that's the heart of your TAL Scouts program, right? We are working. We are supposed to throw challenge, or we are supposed to involve the children in a project where they have impact on the society and the people. Being compassionate. See, being empathetic and compassionate are different words. There is a slight difference. We can feel for others. We can feel. We can be in their shoes, being empathetic. But compassionate word comes into the picture when being empathetic, when we do some action that is compassionate. So I feel this TAL Scouts program is giving the platform for the children to be compassionate, to get into the action, to do something which can bring in difference or make a difference. That's how. That's the reason really we loved and we want to be a part of that. And when they are involved in action, when they are exposed to problems, when they come out with the solutions, when they start thinking about giving a right solution for the problem that they are, for the challenge that they are facing, they become really responsible. Because when they are involved in a project, when they are involved in a challenge, they are completely involved. So over a period of time, whether it is 1 month or 2 months or even 15 days, when the child is thinking, when the student is thinking about a social challenge or an issue and trying to work on it and bring in some solutions, that again becomes a part and parcel of their life, and they become more responsible, more conscious in their actions even after that project. I think that's really very good, what I like. And it's a unique global platform to share global perspective on common goals, right? And students can be locally aligned, globally aligned, and thus they think local. And our vision statement, which says vibrant, innovative, caring environment that is committed to all-round excellence in education, and our mission statement, where we encourage children to become sensitive, socially conscious, and responsible world citizens. Everything is aligned with your TAL Scouts program. So really, I'm excited to have my students on the board.
And also, what attracted you to TAL Transformers in the first place, ma'am?
See, it is giving, first of all, students get an exposure and they get a platform, and they get to mingle with different people to understand different perspectives from diverse background. And for me, if you have to say, they transform a life. We are getting an opportunity to prove ourselves that how socially responsible we are. And as a leader, I am giving a platform or an exposure to my students to explore different avenues, not restricting themselves to the school premises. They are getting a wider platform, right? So that has, the first thing is making them socially responsible through TAL Scouts program, and the platform with a broader perspective, global perspective, and getting an opportunity to work with diverse backgrounds and working on different challenges.
Yes, ma'am. And do you have any...
actually, this I missed to say, this TAL, actually, this initiative, it triggers in 8 ways of becoming more resilient, right? When I have gone through that, when I have understood exactly the objective, children get to become a chance to become more resilient. They accept change. They become continuous learners. They take charge. They find the sense of purpose. And they improve their own skills, they reflect, they build relationships, and actually when they are working on something, they pay attention to their self-identity also. I think the TAL initiative will trigger all these 8 ways, and the learning curve will be mastered by them, and it gives a sense of ownership to students in making the world a better place. So I think that will help students to participate in this Transformers 2021 challenge also.
Yes, ma'am. And lastly, do we have any suggestions or feedback for us?
Not exactly as suggestions or feedback, but I would like to share my thoughts. See, awareness and innovations are always promoted, Sushmita. So what I feel is the stories of impact and transformation need to be promoted, as they are true inspirational transformers to dream more and do more. So if we create platforms where you bring in the stories, more than theory, more than the objective, any person's life could be changed through stories. I strongly believe in storytelling. So you bring in a lot of stories of impact onto the board so that the children get exposure, and testimonials from existing change makers, influencers, so that we gain more mileage as a TAL program for the initiative. Then again, back to basics, respecting, learning, promoting one's and others' culture, heritage. If you in your orientation sessions, in your discussions, if you have this on the back end, and how to promote go-givers versus go-getters, which is the need of the hour. So through the project, I think we have very good chance and choice also to bring in these elements in your own way. Just these are my thoughts, so that as you have initiated this, we have to grab the opportunity in its fullest way,
Thank you so much for your feedback and for your views, and thank you so much for taking your time and answering our questions. And I wish all the best to all of your participants and all of your schools. And we are looking forward to seeing your ideas and what your students bring on for this challenge. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sushmita. It was a pleasure having this conversation with you. You made me so comfortable. Thank you. God bless you. Namaste.
Thank you, ma'am.
That's for today, and this is Sushmita signing off. To get to know more about our challenge, visit talscouts.org and stay tuned to TAL Radio.
Volunteering, philanthropy, entrepreneurship, social impact. TAL Scouts, guiding youth to serve.